Okay. Sometimes Shem MiShmuel lights up topics that we know about, and sometimes he brings in topics like you have no idea about, which is really nice, and it expands our Torah knowledge into areas where we wouldn't necessarily have it. So that's, I would call this first piece that, and the second piece the other one. Okay, so let's see. First, let's learn the first piece first for a second. The second one, right? Why, if one on the second side? I just want to do this short piece. Yes, it's a very, very interesting question. Rashi brings down. Look at the Shekol Mosar Atzmo Manas Hanes Enos and Lones. If a person goes into the Kif Shanesh and he says, "I'm Manas, I'm going in," the Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to make me a Nes. Then you don't get the Nes. If you go in to die, then the Kadosh Baruch Hu makes the Nes for you. So he asks a beautiful question. Why is this true? So let's see. Here's Rashi. Shekol Mosar Atzmo Manas Nes Enos and Lones. V'yesh Lahavin. So as the Shem MiShmuel so often asks penetrating questions, so he does here also. Why? The Kishu Moser Atzmo Manas Nes Nami Harem Munas Koka Chazaka She'esh Lo Yisrafenu Neged Ratzon Hashem Yisbarach V'lam Einos Lonesh. I love this. Think about that. Would you go into a Kif Shanesh Almanas that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to make an ace for you?
Yeah.
But no.
Says it's gonna, if I don't
you don't know. He didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me.
So here this person has such incredible... This guy, he has such incredible emunah. I know Kadosh Baruch is going to take care of me. That's an unbelievable madrega.
Why? That sounds like a nut.
So, yeah, it sounds a little like a nut. To us, it's like a nut. But okay. So he says, why doesn't Kadosh Baruch make an ace for the person? Already, it's on a great level.
But he's a hoarder. He's a guy. I'm so he's going to make a miracle.
That's for sure not the pshat. It's not gaiva. I don't know. No, I'll tell you why. Because if it was stam gaiva, then it would be pashut. You wouldn't need. It's mashmet. There's a chiddush here, right? If the point is the guy's about gaiva, or he thinks that he's the greatest thing, and of course that's pshuta, Micah Mashmalon, right? So I mean, we're not talking about that type of person. We're talking about a person who thinks I'm a nothing, but the Kadosh Baruch Hu is kol yachol, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu can do everything, and therefore he's going to save me. And I'm going for. Again, we're talking about someone who's not stam going into the.
He's like a type.
Yeah, he's a high level person, and he's a high level person, and he's a high level person, and the reason he's doing it is for Moshe Nefesh. The guy he's not stam jumping into fight. He's not doing extreme sports.
Like a
yeah, exactly. You're right, like that. Yesh lo v'dikashu Moshe atzmo manas neis nami harei munasa kol kach chazaka sheyesh lo tisarfenu neged ratzon Hashem. Lama enos lones ve'en lecha gado me'amuna. The greatest thing in the world is amuna. Ubacha b'kuk menidim alacha tzadik munas yichya? Question mark. V'nira dikashu Moshe atzmo lemus ve'en daito ala neis. Now he's coming from where it does work. When a person goes and says, "I'm going in to die. I'm dying for Kadosh Baruch Hu." In Cain, here I want to notice who docha es a tava at a teva abor kedushu shmo yisborach. What he's doing is being docha the teva. Which teva is he going against?
Fire burns.
No. He's going amanas lamus. So which teva is he going against?
Against it. No, everyone wants to live.
Everyone wants to live. The strongest thing in the world is the ratzon to live. The strongest thing in the world, leeches want to live. You know, I saw yesterday. I was trying to kill a fly. Excuse me for saying, right? But a fly was bothering the house. I was trying to kill it. I shot the thing at it, and then two flies go crazy. Wow. They go crazy. Why are they going crazy? How did the second fly go crazy? What does he know? It's instinctual that they they want to live.
It's instinct.
Right? So it's something so basic in the tefa to live. Yeah. So this guy goes and says, you know what? The goyim say to be bolarayas, and the goyim say to do bodazara. I'm not going to do it. Hareni mace. Right? So there he's going against the greatest teva that there is, which is I think he means to say to live. So that's the Sursa de Leila, which is Tatata. That's Ma'or above against Shemidich and Teva. You're Docha the Teva?
Yeah, so the Mishamayim.
The Mishamayim will be Docha the Teva. Avur v'nasal nes. Avakishu Mosar atzmo manas nes. Ain't gonna die tchias Teva klal. The person says, I'll make a nes. He's not being Docha the Teva. He wants the Teva to change for him, but he hasn't done any. He hasn't been Docha the Teva. Right? Vein kan davar lo'or lamana the tchias Teva. Therefore, there's no Ma'or. Vavakishu tzadik gomer bunas yisborach. He says for sure he's a high madrega, haba l'schar mitzvah by amaleka, etc. But he's done something great. Again, a person goes and says, you know what? Same situation, right? Here it is. The non-Jew says to him, the question is, we don't always find that people had nisim, right? Many Jews died on Kiddush Hashem. Okay, the sheila. But a person goes and says, when a person says, Kadosh Baruch Hu, he says, kill the person or walk into the fire, or push you in the fire and push me in the fire. The person says, I'm not going to kill the person. For Kadosh Baruch Hu's name, I'm not going to do that. He's ready to die. That is ma'or the koach above, but going against the teva.
Yeah.
But the person who says that Kadosh Baruch Hu will save me, he's not going against the teva himself.
Yeah.
He has belief. Emunah is very strong, but it's not that neither connected neither. Very interesting, right? Okay, let's get to our main piece now. What's the difference in the avoda on a bama, in the Mishkan, and the Mikdash? I never saw this question dealt with before. We have three places. It's Shtaim Shem Shalish really. We have three places where we can bring korbanos. We have a bama, right? All the years that the Beis Hamikdash is set in the right when the Shevashiv Kivshua Shevashiv Chalkua, the 7 years that Klal Yisrael wasn't the 14 years that Klal Yisrael wasn't established. Those were all years there was mutter. I think in the Midbar. I don't remember in the Midbar what the status was, but definitely those 14 years, the Bamas were definitely mutter until they came to Shiloh. So we have a Bama, we discussed before. We have the Mishkan and we have the Mikdash. What's the difference in all of them? Now, not only that, is there a difference, the same type of question, is there a difference in the Avodas Yisrael and the Bama and the Kohanim and the Mikdash? What we do on the Bama, is that the same thing that a Kohen does? Just he does it in the Beis Hamikdash and we do it on a Bama, or it's altogether different? Nice question.
Yeah.
And why are and I love this, why are Kohanim, I never saw this quote dealt with either, we all know that a Kohen is not allowed to marry a Grusha, a divorced woman, nothing against divorced women, but, why, family members are divorced, but still, why are Kohanim also Grusha? So, let's see. The Kohen, the pasuk says the Kohen is makrib korbanot. He should be kaddish too. Yeah. So what's the reason? Our pasuk says, what's the reason for the Kohen's kedusha? Because he brings korbanos. The quote kedushas avi admor zatzal hiksha dazar nami harei kasher rabama. Yafem. You're saying the Kohen is kasher
because he does korbanos.
But we also bring korbanos.
The bama,
good kasher, right? Now he's going to go a long time. I'm not 100% sure he answers the question. We'll see. I'm not sure he means to answer the question or not. We'll see. But he says a lot about a lot. So let's see. V'nei dinei. How does our kosher babama yesh litain tam al pi ma she'amarnu b'makam acher the shloshim makamos matzinu b'korbanos bamus u'mishkan u'mikdash v'heim neged, you know it, guf v'nefesh v'seichel, right? Now I would have guessed and said that the seichel is connected to the Beis Hamikdash. That's what I would have thought. Right, the highest, but it's not. Watch, it's incredible, right? Bamus, Mishkan, Mikdash. So those who've been with us in the Shurim for a while know that often Rabbeinu will set up these parallels. Right? Very 3 and 4 we had by beautifully by where do we have it? We had by Amalek, right? Tanakh and things like that. Amazing stuff and amazing ability. Look, it's theoretically easy to set it up, but it's easy to set up badly. The point is that Shem MiShmuel does it well, right? So let's see. Bamos shekol echad vechad osa la'atzmo, right? What's a bama? What's the major feature of bama? You have your bama. I have no, it's a backyard. Everybody does it their own way. Midyaches l'seichel shekol echad vechad yesh lo seichel b'ofen acher mima sheyesh l'chaver k'mo ramzal she'en dato shel bnei adam Shabbos, right? Ubazar kadosh no de b'sharim ba'ala kol chad v'chad l'chum ma de shar mishar libe. I don't know what has to do with the pasuk no de b'sharim ba'ala, but the lashon of the Chazal is kol chad v'chad l'fumad mishar libe. Each person according to what he says. So bama is connected seichel because think about that, and it's so true, right? You can't get married and you can't deal with people. You can't do anything if you don't know that. People are different. They're just so different. It's incredible. One person gets moved by this. One person gets moved. I always like to give an example. My wife, we drive often, married couple, and I say, honey, please put on the Waze. I'm driving already. Get going. And she leaves the directions open. She doesn't look at the picture. She doesn't do the picture, the map.
But just listening.
She reads the directions.
Wow.
You just read the directions to check. You have the picture open.
The picture is the most.
That's something. But that's a perfect example. Wow. So who's right? No one's right. That's what. So that's just one example. But there's so many examples. By the way, Ritzi Meyer, let me just give a little chizuk. Ritzi Meyer says that's why Percy has a whole Torah about this. You can't get down about people because they think differently than you.
Yeah.
And he says you want people to think differently than you, just like it's a exchange of parts of fame. Would you want everybody to have the same face?
No.
No. So So just like you don't want everybody to have the same face, parts of fame shows, you don't want everybody to think the same way. Kadosh Baruch Hu, my Rebbe so said this, and you have to respect that. Different people think different way, different communities think different way, and you have to respect that. You know, there's the issue, derech machshava. Okay. V'hainu the korbanos shebabonos makriben etas. So now it's not. This is just a match, but what's the point?
Yeah.
The korbanos shebabonos makriben. So let's take a step back. The bama is something that you bring the bama your way, I bring it my way. So, but what am I doing? What are you doing? You're trying to be Oved with your seichel the very best way, and I'm trying to be Oved with my seichel the very best way. So we're being mekasher our seichel to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Wow. That's the point, because the individuality of it, because the non-standardness of it, it means it's all about the seichel. Vayna the korbanos shebabonos makriben es a seichel Hashem Yisborach umekasher es a neshama b'shorsha. The neshama and seichel are always related. So I'm tying my seichel to Kadosh Baruch Hu. I'm tying my neshama to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Umisham yichol l'shov ruach chachma ubina b'amshachas or kodesh. This is really cool. And once you make that connection, you can bring down all types of great stuff, including Agdei Ruach HaKodesh. Wow. Yeah, and he's going to show you a pasuk that does that, right? Because our neshama sees great things. Yeah. Our neshama, the more, it says like when you go to sleep, the Ramchal brings down in Derech Hashem, I think, when the neshama goes upstairs, it gets all types of hasagas, right? Yeah. In this world, you don't see it. If we would realize what we learn when we sleep, we maybe would go to sleep more. I don't know, but right behind it, the korbanos makriven eseichel shel Hashem Yisborach mekasher l'shem b'shosha misham yichol l'shov ruach chachma ubina v'amshachas or ruach hakodesh k'mo shekasav upagata chevel neviim yordim min abomas v'hem misnabim, right? Yeah. So beautiful. I didn't get a chance to look at this pasuk, but Kedarka, such as Bekias, the pasuk in Shmuel says that they went from the Bama and they were being misnabe, Bama Nevuah, right? So you get Ruach HaKodesh and Nevuah from the Bama, which is really cool. Okay, but that's why, right? We understand why, because I'm being makar my seichel to Hashem, and the neshama and the seichel connected through the Bama. So now, once that connection is made, then I can get hasagus. Atzumas. Ki ba'amtsos hakorban nidgaber behem koach sechli ad she'hagil lenevuah. Good. So that's the bama. What's the Mishkan? Utoseves kedusha. Shemer kares is gamanev. Now the Mishkan has that, right? But the Mishkan's more. Toseves kedusha mekares gama nefesh. So the Mishkan is mekarev even the nefesh. Right? Valkein nasa Mishkan ikar mi bali chaim. This is Gavaldi. What's the Mishkan made out of? It's very interesting. The Mishkan is made out of different stuff than the Beis Hamikdash. It's mostly from bali chaim, right? The Tchashim, the Yeriot, etc. It's all from live stuff. Even Semach is alive. It's all live stuff. There were no rocks.
Yeah, but only the covering said that.
No, but even the crushim, wood. Even the wood is also a live thing, right? Someach, exactly. So that's more nefeshtik. V'kein nasa Mishkan ikar bali chaim sheish b'em nefesh k'mam zal Mishkan karim Mishkan vein krushim kruyim Mishkan, right? V'avat someach yesh bo nefesh b'tzad ma he nefesh at somachas. Good. Mikdash yesh bo tosevesh kedusha mekar is gama guf. So it's always gam, right? So the Beis Hamikdash the most is also gama guf.
I mean, the holier it is, the more it goes down to like
right. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, so it's the ikar is from the domim. Me'ata yuvan tam desire kasher b'bama. Now we can understand why desire is kasher b'bama. Dinei isa b'kisiyar. Now, one second, back to that question. What's the idea that we can bring korbanos? Why? The me'ata yuvan tam desire kasher b'bama. The isa b'kisiyar rizal shekol neshama tzricha l'galgel b'kohen levi Yisrael. Every neshama has to get to Kohen Levi Yisrael. That's cool. But Cain b'mashim midyacheses l'seichel shu neshama hainu like bia lekashers and neshama b'shorsha l'zeh kasher avzar shini neshama in heverish ben Kohen Levi Yisrael. Kol neshama, your neshama is going to be Levi Yitzchak somewhere also.
Somewhere down the line.
So your neshama has shaykhs to Levius and that. Okay. So on the neshama level, there's no difference between Yisrael and the Kohen. Take a second to think about that, right? Yeah. And therefore, the bama, which is neshamadik, is shaykh to you.
But just in the bama.
Because the bama. Yeah. Bama is seichel neshama, and on the neshama level is kol echem Yisrael is gam Levi v'Kohen.
Yeah, because
right. Since we're all misgalgel, Again, we don't get into Gegulim so much.
That's why everybody can in the bum.
That's anybody can come because on that level you're a Kohen. On that level you're also a Kohen.
Because the Gilgul.
The Gilgul, right? There's no difference, right? Shekol neshama tzricha l'galgel b'kohen levi Yisrael. Lakim mashim misyaches l'seichel shu neshama. V'hainu like bia l'kashret the neshama b'sharsha l'zek kasher avzar. Shelini neshama ain't never been kohen levi Yisrael. V'nishmas oved is avodah him a kasheres is a nishmas ba'al korban. Yakzi neshama shel kohen neshama shel Yisrael. Okay, very interesting. V'nei masha kohanim muzhar mitzvahs yiseris. Now, okay, now let's get to the kohanim. Why do Kohanim have mitzvahs yiseris? Mitumas meis minusua grusha umechalala v'zona. Higi kvo kedusha avizal ki inyan misa. Right? Why do Kohanim have to be away from mace? Ki hu pir ben and Shem MiShmuel yonim leben gov shuma tachtonim. What's death altogether? Right?
The neshama.
The neshama continues and the guf is there, but there's an exception, right? Like we say mafli lasot. That's the kasher everything together, right? The flood, the pella is to bring the neshama and the guf together, right? So I don't know, it's so cool. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
So misa is a pirud. Vakin tumas meis yesh b'koch mafrid, and therefore tumas meis is a mafrid. Who misnagilin in kohen shu mechaber el yonim tachtonim, right? Tumas meis yesh koch mafrid. I guess it means it separates you from stuff. So the whole point, misa is a separation.
Yeah.
The kohen is about kesher. So therefore, the kohen is about kesher. We don't want the kohen who's about kesher to mix up with the misa, which is about pirud. In Yan Shachaz, right? It's like someone says, like your Indian is Kabbalah. Don't learn too much Allah. Your Indian is Allah. Don't learn too much Kabbalah. Your Indian is Kibur. We'll see. So he'll explain, right? That's what he said. Let's read again. Ki Indian misu pir ben neshama shimil yonan lebein aguf shum betachton. Valkin tumas meis yesh b'koch mafrid u'misnagin linin kohen shu mechaber el yonan betachtonim. V'yesh lohoseh b'zeh dvarim al pi divrei Arizal. She Indian misa machmas shnidbakim b'kochos tumah. Interesting. So level 1 misa, right? Misa is period. Okay.
Yeah.
Level 2 is what happens is that that kochas hatuma or nidbak to a person, like kochas hatuma. So the kochas hatuma come in to the person to connect his guf, and the servant says, "Oh, there's so much tuma here. I'm leaving.
So you can't be.
I'm out of the party. I can't be with this body." Yeah. It's it's kind of like our Yisrael kicks out the over Avera, right?
Yeah.
Sheinin and Misa machma shenibokim b'kochas atoma sheinin Shem yichol lizbol v'imistalekas im ken atuma atzma hinina pirud al ken hu mezekes lekedusha kohen u'mechaber. So therefore tuma also is mafrid. Yeah. The koch hatuma forces the neshama away. So you see tuma is mafrid.
And you can't work in the bit of mikdash.
So therefore, you see the Indian of Tumah is Pirud.
Okay.
And the Indian of Kohen is Chibur, that's why the Kohen has to be away from Tumah. Okay? V'chein Nami Yesh Lomer. This is really interesting. Batam Grusha. There's no offense to anybody divorced, just to explain. You have to explain the Dinei Torah, right? Dinei Amru Ish Visha Zahu Shchina B'neim. When a man and woman are Zocha, the Shchina is B'neim. Perish Rashi. Sharei Chilik Es Shmo. Kadosh Baruch separated him. V'shikna b'neim yud b'ish ve'bisha. That's what Rashi explains, right? Yeah. What does shchina b'neim mean? It's not stam. It means he is ish, aleph shin with a yud, and she's isha, aleph shin with a hey, yud and hey. V'yesh lavin lamin yachid. So why that name? Why not? Why isn't it Kale? Why don't we call him Ash and call her Eshel? Right? call a man Asha or something like that. Call a man Ash and call her Eshel. That would be a name. Kale. We want the name Ka. Lamas Yaakov L'Shem Zeh. Nir Dinei Ish V'Isha Heim Chomer B'Tzura. Right? The man is the design, the woman is the plan. That's why the Maharal says a man can marry many women, right? Because one Chomer, one Tzura can have a lot of Lo Habi Rizek Rizek. Ve'im Afachim, right? Then they're very, very different. Ve'im Afachim Nisar L'Kachim Achid, right? So men and women are totally different. The Gemara, I always quote the Gemara in Shabbos Samach Beis, Samach Gimel says that they're Nashim Am B'fnei Atzmon. They're their own nation, own women, right? Yeah. Woman nation, or something else, right? Zeh L'Kachim Achid. Minei Yedua, the Shem Zerome is L'Sfiras Elyonis. Hanikun train Rayin Delom Esparshin. Yud, I think what he means is Yud is connected to Olam HaChachma, and the Hey is connected to Olam HaBina, And Chachma and Bina are Trey Ray and the lowest partial. They don't separate, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point of man and woman is being ma'ached, things that aren't so...
A difference.
They're different. Right. So here you have the Chomer and the Tzur, which are totally different, coming together.
Yeah. So
that's the idea of the Yud and the Hey, those two Rayin that are, there's the Olam HaChachma and the Olam HaBina, but those Olamas come together, and so too, that's what's the Shem Yud and Vinay. Ish v'isha heim Chomer v'Tzur, lo rizek rizeh, v'mafachim and the Tzorchim l'kocham ha'ached. You need something that would bring them together. And you do it, the Shem Zer Rom is the Spheres Al-Yonis, and they come train Rayin, two friends, Lomas Parishim, which don't separate from each other. So you see the Yud and Hey is what brings together separate things. Chomer v'Tzura, Lasotam Kechad. Okay, so because the idea is that man and woman are a great chibur that shouldn't have been. Yeah? And they need the Koach HaMa'ached, that's the Shem Yud Hey is the Ichud of the Olamas, and that's why in the man and the woman, the Koach Yud Hey is what's shogun by them. So now, according to that, what's a Grusha now? Let's see. Okay. Because she grusha, misha mistalekes me'em shem zeh. So lo aleinu, when people get divorced, they lose that shame, right? The man and the woman together was making the chibur.
Yeah.
Now lo aleinu, the divorce breaks the chibur, right? Meila sharlu mata, and then what happens? Then there's a koch chitzoni dugmaso mechaberes ma she'enu roy lechaber v'das mahu pir ben adveikim. Interesting. So there's like it sounds like he's saying there's like a vacuum, right? Once the man and the woman separated, this is a place where there should be chibur. There's not chibur, so now there's a koach misnagi to chibur now. Umemela sharlu mato, it dwells against it koach chitzoni, another koach dugmato, something which is like it. Umachaber ma she'enu roy lechaber v'zeh atzmo pir ben adveikim. So just like there's this kochas atum which separate things, and there's a koach that a grusha has, lo aleinu, that separates things.
Yeah.
Because again, what he's saying is, since this is a makam of chibur, once the chibur is gone, it sounds like it creates a vacuum, and then it gets filled by this negative koach.
With the woman.
The woman, could be the man also. We don't know, but at least the woman he's talking about.
He stays the same. That's a Kohen he got divorced. He still stays the same way.
I don't know. Okay, could be. I don't know. Oh, she told me this. She bashir nistali min koach chibur. She b'kedusha shar lumato koach hamafrid. That's what he was saying. I'm not sure what that's different than what he said. Okay.
So she's someone who's has a koach hamafrid, any divorced woman.
Right.
Wow.
Again, it doesn't mean
nothing bad about it.
That's a show. It just means there's something. Yeah. So every person has to work around something, but that's spiritually what happened is that there's a koach hamafrid over here. There's not just that there was a period, that there's something actively.
Now,
that's what he's saying, right? The zeshinir ramzu garish nasa grusha arba deas b'mita. It says when a garish marries a grusha, they're 4 days b'mita. I don't remember that Gemara. He called kochas apir b'yachas la'arba, right? Wife arba v'uam moshech l'pir nedes. There you see the garish is also he says that it's much the garish also has the problem, right? So that's the point. So again, the point is that the woman was a place of chibur, and once the chibur is gone, so then there's a koach mafrid that's there. Al kena grusha mazekes l'kedushas hakohen shu mechaber ol yon b'tachtonim ma gam isha psula zona v'chalola she'enu ruya sh'tishru b'hen shema mechaber, right? And zona, chalol, and psula don't have that, but they're not roy for the shema mechaber, right? Al kena zikin l'kedushas kohen mechaber v'akein isu l'kohenim. So because of what he's saying is incredible, right? You see how he's trying to make. That's one of the reasons I like the one in Shem MiShmuel. Like I said at the beginning, he opens up these olamas for you that you don't know, and you don't know anything about, and it makes it reasonable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I would have said that myself, but here there's something which is totally unknown. So there's the Kohen, no Misa, Kohen, no Grusha. Why? No Halala. So he says the Nakuda of the Kohen is to be Mechaber, speak word, bring things together. Elyon v'tachton, right? Bring this world up, bring down. He's bringing this world up, the stuff of the korbanos this world up. He's bringing Shefa down. That's what korbanos do, like the Gemara in Ksubah says Dafei. So the zona chalola grusha, they're not roy for the chibur. So that's mazik his koach chibur, right? The naman chaber with them, and the grusha unfortunately has this koach mafrid in her. Not a teva, it's a ruchani koach. She has it's not a teva. So we're not judging her. It's something spiritual, as a spiritual force
that breaks apart. That's
there. Once the yud and the hey separate from her, So then, in that vacuum, saying it's like a vacuum, there's a cut. A person doesn't have error. There's a cause, right? So like the no one. We're not. I just want to be clear, right? We're not putting down divorced people. I have divorced people in my family. We're just trying to explain the halacha. Every time you do an avera, you bring down bad kochas into the world. But the grusha has this specific thing in the koch hamafrid. The koch hamafrid, and because the kohen is so miyuchad for chibur, so therefore that's going to hurt his. That's going to hurt his.
Mission.
Right, and it hurt his mission. Achine calls him mikdash. Now this is Gavaldi. Watch this. Hine calls him a mishkan shisham miskarvim hanafashos v'agufim l'Shem Yisborach. Right.
Yeah.
Avobama shem miskarvim rak haseichel. So in the base of mikdash, right, mishkan, what we're bringing the seichel and the nefesh.
Yeah.
And that's why it's made of nefesh, because that's what in the mishkan. And the mikdash was bringing seichel and
everything,
ruach and everything, right? Exactly. In the gains it calls up mishkan make the shamas karam and the fashion guvim l'Shem Yisborach. Abba shem shamas karam raka seichel she in the shama dainu shem skash and the shamas b'shorshan ein elu sheish bem in pure mazigla. It doesn't. So it's not a problem, right? The guy's he got divorced 5 times. And she's divorced.
Yeah,
it doesn't make a difference because
in a bama there's no.
In a bama, it's all about the seichel. On that level, there's not you're not. It's just being makasha the seichel. That's okay. The period is when your job is to bring the seichel and the guf, the seichel and the ruach. That's what can't be. But this doesn't explain. Incredible. Indian hamisu period. Rak, well, let me read it. Avobama shamet karbim rak haseichel she and the shama the hainu shemiskashu and the shamas b'shorsham ein elu sheish bem in pure mazik lezet. Doesn't make a difference. Shin and imisu pure ben elyonim v'tachtonim v'chein anashim psulos ein pure ben chom l'tzura avlo bel yonim atzmam b'tzura atzmam. There's no pure. They're not touching. The pure doesn't touch there. The neshama stays intact.
Yeah.
It's only the pure gets. It's only the chibur. Yeah. The seichel stays. The seichel is above. Right, Avlo bel yonim atzm v'tzur atzma. Adarabba idea misa mistalekes and the sham legamri lemekor chazal. Misa is the opposite, right? Misa is the shama connects above. So here's the point: the etzem connection above, the neshama's connection to above, isn't affected by misa down here, and it's not affected by the koch hagrusha. Yeah. So therefore, even though Yisraelim bring korbanos, they have no shaykhs to all that.
Affected.
Right. Incredible. Right. Incredible. So one second. Now, let's think of this deals. He doesn't really explain the original question. So let's go through our questions first. What's the difference in the avodah on a bama and the mishkan and the mishkan and the mikdash? So the answer in this piece is, what do you being makasher? Bamas are very individual, just like the seichel is individual, right? It's true. You think about emotions. People kind of emotionally similar. The bodies are similar, right? Think about the difference between how people think and how you can have 2 guys, the same size, same thing. One is a crazy progressive, right? Identifying as a cat, and one guy is a crazy conservative, but they look the same, but their minds are totally different, right? Emotionally, they could be similar, but that's where the real money difference is between people and the seichel. So the bum is individual, it's seichel, and its whole Indian is to connect the seichel above.
And
right?
you could be a zar because there's no.
You can be a zar. We'll get to that one second. The mishkan, the avoda, is to connect
all the different levels.
The nefesh down level, and but the higher parts are still the higher parts of man, right? And that's why it was made out of things that have some shaykhs of nefesh habahamis, right, or nefesh at somachas at least, but not domim. And Beis Hamikdash is makasher everything, and therefore it's also from domim. Right, so
and that's where it can mazik.
Right.
So
is there a difference in the avodas you saw in the bama? Yeah, that's what we just said. Wire kohanim asa grusha. So that's it. So the kohen, his job is to be makasher all these things. Lechaber, guf, nefesh, neshama, lechaber, and therefore anything that's against chibur, misa, which is mafrid, and grusha, which is shoraba, she has to stay away from. But you you on the bama is not affected by all that. Because you're doing something totally different. You're just being makasher the seichel, and the kisher seichel to above is not hurt by those lower level pirudim. Wow. Incredible stuff.
I would just think the opposite.
Yeah, why?
Because if you're saying that like the bama, anybody can be makriv because it's so low.
It's not low. It's not low. It's seichel. It's not low. It's not. It's always saying it's not low. The avodah zabam is not a low avodah.
Yeah, but you said you could be like a zar.
No, that's the point. That's what you explain. It's not because it's a low avoda. It's because it's seichel avoda.
So it's not affected by.
So it's not affected by the kochas by the pirud. By the pirud is not affecting it. That's the point. It's like I tell you, like I say, everybody can learn.
Yeah.
Right? Think about it. Everybody can learn, but not everybody can be obeyed. Why? Does that mean learning is lower? No, it's because learning is higher in a certain way, right? I'm not saying that Bama is higher than Mikdash. I'm not saying that, but it's not because it's necessarily low the way Rabbeinu is learning, right? Just as you said, like if I say everybody has shaykhs to learning, everybody has a shaykhs to Torah. Is that because Torah is low? No. It's because Torah is in seichel, and seichel everybody. But tefillah could be, tefillah is for him, and or avoda. This is for the kohanim. This is for the Okay.
What's that difficult piece?
Difficult. Interesting. Again, this is less like a lesson for life piece, but it's marchiv et hadad, marchiv our understanding and our knowledge of Torah, and that's also very valuable.